Have you ever paused to consider if your seemingly wholesome morning ritual of eggs could be inadvertently undermining your well-being? For years, eggs have graced our breakfast tables, celebrated for their rich protein content, ease of preparation, and remarkable versatility. They're often hailed as a nutritional champion. However, this champion can stumble when paired with the wrong companions on your plate, potentially transforming a healthy meal into something unexpectedly detrimental. Certain food combinations with eggs can do more than just cause a bit of digestive discomfort. They might hinder the absorption of vital nutrients, escalate the formation of toxic compounds during cooking, or, in some instances, silently contribute to long-term health concerns. If you're watching this video, comment "Great" below. In this eye-opening exploration, we're going to uncover 5 common foods that you should think twice about combining with eggs, particularly if you're keen on maintaining robust energy levels, optimal digestion, and enduring health. Some of these pairings might be habitual, sitting on your plate as we speak, while others could be practices you've adopted over time without realizing the potential downsides. But fear not. Once you grasp the scientific rationale and the real-life examples behind each of these combinations, it could fundamentally reshape how you approach one of the most frequent meals of your day. We will delve into the surprising biochemical reactions that can occur when commonplace ingredients meet, and how these interactions can influence your body over the long haul. From impeded protein assimilation to potentially cancer-linked byproducts, these aren't mere dietary fads. They're factual insights you deserve to know. The encouraging news is that once you're informed, the solution is often straightforward. Recognizing what not to mix is a remarkably simple yet powerful way to safeguard your health without having to entirely forsake the foods you enjoy. So, stay with us until the end, because discovering which foods to avoid with eggs might not only enhance your digestion, but could also contribute to you feeling more vibrant, thinking with greater clarity, and embracing the aging process with increased vitality. Let's embark on this journey of discovery together. 1. The unexpected clash: soy milk. Soy milk often enjoys a reputation as a wholesome substitute for dairy, lauded for being light, plant-based, and brimming with nutrients. It's a frequent choice for many older individuals who are mindful of their cholesterol levels or seeking to mitigate inflammation. Consequently, blending it with eggs might seem like the epitome of a health-conscious breakfast. Think scrambled eggs accompanied by a glass of soy milk or a protein shake incorporating both. However, what many individuals fail to recognize is that soybeans naturally harbor compounds known as trypsin inhibitors. These substances can impede your body's capacity to fully break down the protein present in eggs, subtly diminishing the very benefits you intend to gain from the meal. Consider the experience of Michael, a 77-year-old residing in sunny Florida. Following his doctor's advice to reduce his intake of animal fats, Michael began incorporating soy milk into his daily routine. He frequently enjoyed a soy-based smoothie after his breakfast, which almost invariably included eggs. Over time, however, Michael noticed an increasing sense of bloating and a noticeable dip in his energy levels during the afternoons. It wasn't until he consulted a nutritionist who suggested separating his soy milk consumption from his egg-centric meals that things began to improve. Within a few short weeks, Michael's digestion felt smoother, and he experienced a renewed sense of alertness throughout the day. The crux of the issue lies in how our bodies process and absorb protein. Eggs are a powerhouse of high-quality, complete protein, essential for maintaining muscle mass and tissue repair, particularly as we advance in age. However, the trypsin inhibitors present in soy can interfere with the digestive enzymes our bodies utilize to break down this protein. Instead of fully absorbing the crucial amino acids, our digestive system struggles, leading to slower digestion, diminished nutrient uptake, and, in some cases, gastrointestinal discomfort such as gas or bloating. Over the long term, if this combination is frequently consumed, It might even contribute to minor deficiencies in the fundamental building blocks our bodies require to stay strong and healthy. It's also crucial to understand that this inhibitory effect is more pronounced when soy milk and eggs are consumed concurrently. Cooking doesn't entirely eliminate these inhibitors, especially in commercially produced soy products that haven't undergone fermentation. This implies that even if you're not consuming them in the same dish, having a soy latte shortly after an egg sandwich can still create similar internal friction. Because the symptoms are often subtle, individuals rarely connect the dots, often attributing their discomfort to aging or a perceived decline in their digestive capabilities. The solution, fortunately, isn't about completely eliminating either soy milk or eggs from your diet. It's about being mindful of the timing. If you enjoy soy in your coffee or smoothie, consider having your eggs later in the day. Conversely, if breakfast is your preferred time for eggs, save the soy for an afternoon snack. Introducing a modest interval between the consumption of these two foods allows your digestive system to process each more effectively, ensuring you reap the full nutritional benefits without the hidden drawbacks. This seemingly small adjustment can have a significant cumulative impact over time, especially when we consider the paramount importance of protein absorption as we age, supporting everything from muscle maintenance to a robust immune system. When you approach your meal timings with intention, you're not just feeling better, you're functioning better, and that enhanced functionality translates to greater confidence and capability in your daily life. Comment "soy caution" below if you found this information surprising. 2. The sweet deception: sugar and baked goods. When the topic of eggs and sugar arises, many people instinctively think of delectable comfort foods, custards, puddings, cakes, and the ever-popular French toast. These are familiar favorites, often evoking cherished memories of family gatherings or leisurely weekend breakfasts. However, there's a crucial aspect that many individuals overlook. When eggs are combined with substantial amounts of sugar and then left unrefrigerated or stored improperly, this mixture can become a breeding ground for bacteria and undergo chemical transformations that can quietly turn your sweet treat into something less than wholesome. The combination of sugar and protein provides an ideal environment for microbial proliferation, especially if the dish cools down slowly or is left at room temperature for an extended period. Take, for instance, the experience of Maria, a vibrant 73-year-old grandmother from Ohio. Maria loved to bake for her grandchildren, and her signature dish was a rich bread pudding loaded with sugar and eggs, baked to a golden perfection, and then left out to cool for several hours before serving. While everyone always enjoyed it, there were occasional instances where someone would experience a sudden stomach ache that seemed to appear out of nowhere. It wasn't until Maria's daughter, a keen reader of food safety guidelines, mentioned the potential risks of storing egg and sugar mixtures at room temperature that Maria adjusted her routine. Now, she promptly chills the bread pudding and avoids letting it sit out for prolonged periods. And thankfully, the mysterious stomach issues have ceased. The underlying problem stems from the way sugar interacts with the proteins in eggs when exposed to heat. This combination can trigger a chemical reaction known as the Maillard reaction, which is responsible for the appealing browning and flavor development in many cooked foods. However, this same reaction can also elevate the risk of bacterial growth if the food cools too slowly or isn't kept adequately cold afterward. Custards and cream-based desserts are particularly susceptible to this, and the risk is amplified if you're using fresh eggs or preparing food in large quantities that remain warm for extended durations. Furthermore, the concern isn't solely about the immediate risk of food poisoning. Some research suggests that the prolonged combination of sugar and heated proteins can lead to the formation of advanced glycation end products ages. These compounds have been implicated in various health issues over time, including inflammation, insulin resistance, and even the acceleration of cellular aging. These effects often develop gradually, without noticeable symptoms, until they subtly impact how your body processes energy, maintains tissue health, and regulates blood sugar levels. Of course, this doesn't necessitate completely abstaining from all desserts. Rather, it emphasizes the importance of being mindful of how you prepare and store them. If you're making a sweet dish containing eggs, ensure it cools down rapidly and store it in the refrigerator. Avoid leaving egg-based desserts out at room temperature for hours, especially during gatherings. If you need to reheat them, make sure they reach a safe internal temperature throughout, not just on the surface. These seemingly minor steps can significantly contribute to keeping your treats both enjoyable and safe. Being conscious of the interaction between sugar and eggs isn't about fostering fear around food. It's about cultivating respect for your health and the food you create. By adopting just a little more caution in your preparation and storage practices, you can transform each bite from something potentially risky into something you can truly savor with peace of mind. Comment "Sweet Treat Safety" below if you found this helpful. I believe you're enjoying this video. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video. Comment "Wonderful" if you're enjoying this video. Now, let's delve into our next food combination to be mindful of. 3. The Iron Thief, black tea. Many individuals find comfort in starting their day with a warm cup of tea alongside their breakfast, and there's generally nothing amiss with this practice. However, when that tea is black and consumed in close proximity to eggs, an unexpected interaction can occur within your body. Black tea contains natural compounds called tannins, which contribute to the tea's characteristic, slightly bitter flavor and rich dark hue. While tannins aren't inherently harmful in small quantities, their interaction with the iron present in eggs can lead to a significant reduction in nutrient absorption. Specifically, when tannins from black tea encounter the iron in eggs, they bind together, forming a complex substance that your body struggles to absorb or digest effectively. This interaction can quietly rob your body of valuable iron and may contribute to sluggish digestion over time, particularly if this becomes a daily habit. Consider the routine of Judith, a sprightly 69-year-old from Maine. Judith had always started her mornings in the same way: a boiled egg or two accompanied by a steaming mug of strong black tea. She found this ritual calming and almost essential to begin her day. However, she began to experience increasing fatigue throughout the day, despite no other significant changes in her diet. After a friend mentioned that certain food combinations could hinder iron absorption, Judith decided to investigate further. Once she made the simple change of having her tea about an hour after eating her eggs, she noticed a significant improvement in her energy levels. It was a small adjustment, but one that made a lasting positive difference. Eggs, particularly the yolks, contain a decent amount of iron, a vital mineral essential for the transport of oxygen in your blood. Adequate iron levels are crucial for maintaining sharp cognitive function and sustained energy throughout the day. However, the tannins present in black tea have a tendency to latch onto this iron before your body has a chance to absorb it. Instead of reaping the nutritional benefits you expect, the iron passes through your system unused. Over time, this can contribute to symptoms of low iron, such as persistent fatigue, brittle nails, pale skin, or even mild anemia, especially in older adults whose iron levels might already be more vulnerable. The impact of tannins isn't limited to just iron absorption. They can also interfere with how your body processes proteins and certain enzymes. This can lead to a sensation of heaviness or bloating in your stomach after a meal. This is why some people might feel oddly full or slightly uncomfortable after what seems like a light breakfast of eggs and tea. It's not necessarily the individual foods themselves, but rather the combination and the timing of their consumption that can cause these effects. The solution is quite simple. Enjoy your tea at a different time. If you prefer to have your eggs in the morning, try waiting for about 30 to 60 minutes before sipping your cup of black tea. Alternatively, if having your tea first thing is your preferred way to start the day, consider enjoying it, and then waiting a bit before sitting down to eat your eggs. This small buffer period allows your body to process each component of your meal more efficiently, ensuring you receive the full nutritional value without unnecessary interference. There's a certain sense of empowerment that comes from understanding how even seemingly minor choices, like when you drink your tea, can significantly influence your overall well-being. These aren't drastic lifestyle changes. They're thoughtful adjustments that, when incorporated into your daily habits, can reward you with increased energy, digestive comfort, and mental clarity that you can feel throughout the day. Remember, aging well isn't just about the foods you eat. It's also about how you strategically pair and time those foods to optimally fuel your body. Comment tea time wisdom below if you learned something new about tea and eggs. 4. The hidden hazard: processed meats. The image of eggs sizzling alongside a few strips of crispy bacon or a savory sausage patty is deeply ingrained in our cultural breakfast landscape. This classic pairing evokes comforting memories of weekend mornings and cozy diners. However, this beloved combination harbors a potential issue that often goes unmentioned. When eggs are cooked together with nitrate-rich processed meats, they can facilitate the formation of harmful compounds known as nitrosamines. These compounds have been the subject of numerous studies investigating their potential link to an increased risk of certain cancers, particularly within the digestive tract. This chemical reaction is often intensified when both foods are subjected to high cooking temperatures, such as those encountered in a frying pan. Consider the experience of Lucas, a robust 75-year-old from Arizona, who for decades had made himself a hearty breakfast consisting of fried eggs with either bacon or sausage, believing it to be a protein-packed and energizing way to start his day. However, during a routine health checkup, his doctor noted slightly elevated inflammation markers and suggested exploring some dietary adjustments. Lucas, being proactive about his health, decided to delve deeper into the potential causes. He was surprised to discover that the issue wasn't necessarily the eggs themselves, nor solely the bacon or sausage, but rather the chemical interplay between the two during the cooking process. He made a few key changes. He switched to turkey sausage that was free of nitrates and began baking his eggs instead of frying them. Within a few weeks, Lucas reported feeling lighter and more energetic, and his subsequent lab results showed a meaningful improvement. Nitrites and nitrates are commonly added to processed meats to help preserve their color and flavor. While generally considered safe in small amounts, the real concern arises when these compounds interact with the amino acids present in eggs during cooking. The application of high heat can transform these compounds into nitrosamines, which are chemical byproducts that your body finds difficult to break down. These substances aren't just theoretical concerns. Numerous studies have observed their potential association with an increased risk of colon and stomach cancers, especially when consumed regularly over extended periods. For older adults, who may have naturally slower digestion or a long history of processed meat consumption, the cumulative risks can quietly escalate. The problem isn't just about the meat or the eggs in isolation. It's about how they are prepared and consumed together. Cooking these ingredients at high heat, whether through frying, grilling, or searing, makes the formation of nitrosamines more likely. While an occasional breakfast at a diner might not pose a significant threat, making this combination a daily staple could slowly contribute to health challenges that might not manifest until later in life. It's also worth noting that many people not only cook eggs and bacon together, but also use the same pan and oil, sometimes even scraping up the brown bits for added flavor, unknowingly concentrating those very compounds we're trying to avoid. This doesn't mean you have to completely abandon your favorite breakfast traditions. Instead, it's about making smarter substitutions and adopting gentler cooking methods. Opt for nitrate-free meats whenever possible. Consider cooking your eggs at lower temperatures or baking them instead of frying. Even better, try pairing your eggs with fiber-rich vegetables or whole grains. which can help buffer your body against the formation and absorption of harmful byproducts. These small, conscious decisions, repeated consistently over time, become a quiet form of self-protection, helping to preserve your energy, optimize your digestion, and support your long-term well-being. Perhaps most importantly, it's about recognizing that you're still in control of your health journey. Aging doesn't necessitate giving up the foods you love. It means learning how to enjoy them in ways that nourish your body, rather than silently working against it. Every small change you make is a positive step towards feeling better in your body, more empowered in your choices, and ultimately, enhancing your overall quality of life. Comment "Meat Matters" below if you're reconsidering your bacon and eggs. 5. The salty saboteur, processed cheese. There's an undeniable comfort in the combination of eggs and cheese, whether it's a fluffy omelet with gooey melted cheddar or a convenient breakfast sandwich layered with a slice of processed American cheese. This pairing has become a ubiquitous presence in kitchens and cafes far and wide. However, when that cheese is heavily processed and laden with sodium, pairing it with eggs can quietly push your salt intake far beyond what your body truly needs, especially if this type of meal is a regular fixture in your diet. For older adults, this excess sodium can quickly become a silent burden on their heart, kidneys, and blood pressure regulation. Consider the daily breakfast routine of Hazel, a vibrant 76-year-old residing in sunny California. Hazel used to start every day with the same simple meal: 2 scrambled eggs with a slice of processed cheese melted on top. She enjoyed the taste and found it satisfying. However, during her last medical checkup, her doctor expressed concern about a noticeable rise in her blood pressure. Hazel hadn't been adding extra table salt to her meals, so she didn't initially suspect her diet was the culprit. But after carefully reading food labels, she realized that her processed cheese slices contained a surprisingly high amount of sodium, and when combined with the eggs, it pushed her over her recommended daily limit even before lunchtime. She decided to switch to a low-sodium feta cheese and began incorporating fresh herbs for added flavor. Not only did her blood pressure readings improve, but she also reported feeling less bloated and more comfortable throughout the day. The concern isn't solely the high salt content of processed cheese. It's also about how easily this sodium intake can be overlooked. Eggs are naturally low in sodium, which often leads people to perceive them as a safe choice. However, when you melt processed cheese over them, particularly the individually wrapped slices or those found in blocks with added preservatives, you're introducing a significant surge of salt, preservatives, and emulsifiers that can subtly affect how your body manages fluid balance and blood pressure. Because the meal often feels relatively light, individuals might unknowingly pair it with other salty accompaniments, such as buttered toast or deli meats, without realizing the cumulative effect on their sodium intake. Over time, excessive sodium consumption can contribute to the development of high blood pressure, which in turn elevates the risk of serious cardiovascular events like heart attacks and strokes, as well as kidney problems. For seniors, who may already be on medications that affect fluid balance, the impact of excessive sodium can be even more pronounced. While the effects might not be immediately noticeable, the long-term consequences can be significant. Furthermore, the intense saltiness of processed cheese can gradually dull your palate, leading you to crave even more sodium to achieve the same level of satisfaction. Fortunately, there are healthier and more flavorful ways to enjoy your eggs with cheese. If you love the taste and texture of cheese with your eggs, consider using small amounts of naturally lower sodium options, such as fresh mozzarella, Swiss, or ricotta. Explore enhancing the flavor of your egg dishes through the use of fresh herbs, colorful vegetables, and healthy fats like avocado, roasted bell peppers, chives, or sun-dried tomatoes. These additions can provide a depth of taste that is both satisfying and supportive of your health, without overwhelming your body with excessive salt. You'll still get the comforting experience of a savory meal, but in a way that actively supports your heart health and energy levels, rather than silently working against them. Ultimately, it's not about eliminating joy from your meals. It's about making informed and mindful choices that honor both your taste preferences and your long-term health. You've earned the right to feel good about what you eat, not just in the moment, but long after the plate is clean. Comment cheese choices below if you're inspired to try some lower sodium cheese options with your eggs. By now, you've likely come to realize that eggs themselves aren't the culprit. Rather, it's the foods you choose to combine them with, and the methods you employ to prepare those combinations that can subtly influence your health trajectory over time. Many of us have developed familiar and comforting food habits: a bit of cheese on our eggs, a side of crispy bacon, a sweet egg-based dessert at a family gathering. At first glance, none of these choices seem particularly risky. However, when we examine the underlying science, a clearer picture emerges. Certain foods, when mixed with eggs, can do more than just diminish nutritional value. They might contribute to long-term health effects that quietly erode your energy, disrupt your digestion, or compromise your overall well-being. What resonated with you the most today? Perhaps it was the revelation about black tea interfering with iron absorption, or the understanding of how soy milk can hinder protein digestion. Maybe you're reconsidering how often you fry eggs with processed meat, or perhaps you're now more aware of the hidden sodium lurking in that slice of cheese. Whatever your takeaway, the most important thing is this: you now possess more knowledge than you did before. And with that knowledge comes power, the power to make more informed choices, to feel more confident about the foods you're eating, and to enjoy your meals without the nagging doubt of whether they're secretly causing harm. This isn't about drastic dietary restrictions. It's about making thoughtful adjustments, continuously learning, and maintaining a sense of curiosity about how food impacts your body. Aging gracefully doesn't mean surrendering your favorite foods. It means understanding how your body responds to them now and recognizing how small, strategic shifts can safeguard your health for the long haul. You've accumulated a lifetime of wisdom. Now is the perfect time to apply it to your plate, one meal at a time. And if that means spacing out your tea, opting for a different type of cheese, or choosing to bake instead of fry, then those are positive choices that contribute to a stronger, healthier version of you. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey today. We'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share one key thing you learned from this video and how you plan to incorporate it into your daily life. Your thoughts and experiences are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments provides us with great motivation and encouragement to continue creating valuable content for you. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more health and wellness tips, and share it with your friends and family who might also benefit from this information. Your support enables us to continue producing high-quality content to inform and inspire you on your path to better health. Before you go, be sure to check out some of our other interesting videos on the channel that cover a range of topics related to senior health and well-being. You might find some other valuable insights to further enhance your health journey. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Remember to subscribe, like, and share, and don't forget to explore our other interesting content before you leave.